we're going to create this login page. It's going to have a few fields for the email and the password. It's going to have the button, and you can also click on the register or the sign up page, and you can go back. You can also click on the forgot password, and then you will see this view where you can enter your email, click a button, and then your email will receive a link where you can reset your password. This is only going to be a visual guide. The backend, which is going to be super base, will be in the next video. So let's start by organizing things a little bit. Let's create a views folder which is going to contain all our views. So head over, create a new file from template, and then we will add the sign in view. Perfect. So this is going to be the sign in view. I should say this is going to work on both dark appearance and light appearance. You can of course force your app to be dark or light, but I will make this tutorial so it's going to look this way either if it's light or dark. So the first things first, we can see the background is not white and it's not black. So head over to assets, right click and create a new color set. Call it background color. Oh, I just forgot the R, like so. Delete the dark. We don't need that. We need for any appearance. Toggle open so you can see what's going on. Down here in the content, we are going to choose sRGB, and you're going to create and use 8-bit hexadecimal. And inside of this, you're going to write the following, and I will write it in this description as well. But it's going to be 25363E, and press enter. There we have it. Nice background color. Great. In order for us to achieve this, we're going to create a set stack that is going to be the background color, and on top of that set stack, we're going to create all our SwiftUI elements. So start by creating a set stack and create the color, and there you can use the custom color called background color. And there we have it. As you can see, it doesn't really clip to the edge, but this is the safe area up here and down here. And in order for us to completely cover the background in our background color, simply use the ignore safe area modifier like so, and you can see it fills it all. Perfect. Now it's time for us to create this title and all the rest, but I just think we need the navigation. I forgot that. So collapse your set stack, and out of all around that, create a navigation stack. Navigation stack like so. Perfect. Now we have the ability to navigate back and forth. So let's order all this in one VStack and a bit individual VStacks as well. So create a VStack that's going to hold it all, and the first thing we're going to create is the title. So fitness tracker, and it's going to be larger, so let's just take the font and call it title. It should be right, so just take the foreground style and add the white color. There we go. And it should be bold as well, and it should also have some padding. Perfect. Pretty standard title. There we have it. Now it's time for us to create the email and the password. So, and we're going to wrap the email parts and the password parts in one VStack and then individually VStacks. Let me show you. So create a VStack and then create like this, like create a common email, password, And the first is going to be the email. So create a VStack over here, create a text element. We say enter your email. So, and then create a text field. And then enter mail. And we should have a state variable up here. It's going to be state because we're going to change it. So state var email, it's going to be a string, it's going to be empty by default, and add the binding down here. Perfect. Now, there's a little issue. The first issue is that we're going to have, we can't really see it right now, so that's the first issue. So let's start by styling the text field a bit. So the first thing we're going to add is add some padding. Then we're going to add a background color. Background color like so. It's going to be gray with the opacity of 0.3, like so. And it's going to have rounded corners. So add the clip shape with the rounded rectangle with the corner radius of 10. Perfect. Now, as you can see, there's a little issue here. If you take it on light mode, you can't really see the placeholder text, and if you take it on dark mode, you can see it. But we can actually fix that. Instead of using this placeholder text right here, we're going to delete that, and then we're going to add the prompt text, because here we can use a text element. Enter email, and we can actually style this part. So foreground style.gray, you can see it works on dark mode, and now it also works on light mode. As you can see, we forgot the what's it called, the color on the title up here, so simply just add that. Perfect. Now here we go. It's beginning to look a bit like this, but as you can see, it's the text is on the left side, aka it's leading. So let's just add that. Add the alignment dot leading, and there we have it. And as you can see, it clips to this edge right here. And we're going to create the same for the password. We're going to create a VStack as well with the leading and the text element and the text field. So we can just add padding to the outer VStack, and there we have it. Now let's create the one for the password. Simply to make our lives a bit easier, copy paste the email part down here, go up and create a new state variable, add state var password. It's also going to be a string, and it's also going to be empty on default. Delete the breakpoint. There we go. So down here, enter your password down here, and enter your password as well. Perfect. There you can see it. Now we actually have the two, but there's a bit of an issue, because if you enter the password now, as you can see the password. You should not do that. So instead of using the text field, you can use a SecureField. SecureField as so. Now instead of letters, you're going to have the dots. Great. So far so good. But I think we forgot to create the text inside of the text field, and the SecureField should be white. So foreground style.white on each element, and let's check it on the email, and perfect. So add the white color to the SecureField as well. Check that it works, and it works. Perfect. So far so good. we need to add a bit space between these two, and therefore we added a VStack, an outer VStack. We can simply just create the spacing. I set it to 10, maybe 20. So, and there we have it. It's beginning to look a bit like the one we want. Great. So now it's time for us to create the buttons. We're going to create 3 buttons down here, clickable elements. The first one is going to be the login button. It's right here. So go outside here, create a VStack to order them together, and create a button. And it's going to be a label. Label is going to be a text, and it should be say login. In here, we're going to create to-do logic, login logic. That will come in the next video, as I mentioned earlier. Now, we actually want the same styling on the text fields as we want on the button. So we need to add the same styling. We need all the same styling on it. So in order for us to not repeat ourselves too much in our code, we can actually create a view modifier and use that on each of the elements. So head over to the app, create a new folder, call it ViewModifiers. So create a new file, simply just create a new file from template, choose SwiftUI view, click next and call it roundedBackground. Or if you think you have a better word, feel free to use it. And instead of this being a normal view, start by extending the view modifier instead of the view. And the view modifier does not have a body per se, but it does have a function called body. Have a content. It takes the content as a parameter and it returns some view. Inside of this, we can add the SwiftUI modifiers we had on the last page. So it's going to be content. Content, enter. And if you go back, you can see the styling we want is this. So head over, add the styling like this. So now we have the padding, the gray background and the rounded corners. But as you can see on the screen here, we want the blue background here and we want the gray background here. So in order for us to achieve that, we need to create a variable up here called background, like so. Background is going to be of color, and it's going to be like this. Now we can change the color when we use the view modifier. And in order for us to keep our life a bit more clean, create an extension down here of the view. Because if we do this, we can call it like any other modifiers in SwiftUI. Okay, a function rounded. Background. It's going to take, it's going to return some view like so. And it should also take the parameter of the background so we can change the background on the fly. So background. It should be of type color. And I will set it to default. I think we're going to have more text fields than we're going to have buttons. So I'm going to default it to the gray background with the opacity. So dot gray dot opacity, the 0.3. Perfect. Down here, we need to return the view. So simply call the modifier and create the rounded. Call this rounded background with the background parameter and should like this. Now we can call the rounded background as a view modifier in our view. So we can replace this by, you can take the styling here, rounded background, and do not set a background color for this one. We simply need to use that down here. And now you can see you have the same style, but we want the background to be blue. And at that, oh, and then your text disappears. So let's take a foreground style.white. And there we have it. You have the reusable component now, so it's a bit easier for us to do, but we need to make the button a bit larger. So yes, you figured out, add a frame with the width of 200. There we have it. That is the button. And we can actually go up here, we delete the styling we have here and replace it by the rounded background as well. Perfect. So this is actually pretty nice so far. Now we need to add 2 navigation links. But before we can add them, we need to make the views they're going to navigate to. So head over to the folders, right click on the views, create a new file from template, call it register view. Inside here, we'll just add the text register so we can see the difference. Get back to the views, right click, add file from template, new SwiftUI file, forgot password, view, like so. And up here, forgot password. Perfect. Now we can head back to our sign-in view. Great. Now create a navigation link. So for the register, register, and the destination for this is going to be the register view we just created, like so. And if we click, it head over to the register. Perfect. Now just clean this up a bit so it's much nicer for us to see. Now we need one for the forgot password. Simply copy paste the navigation link you just created, edit the text, so forgot password, and edit the view to forgot password view. Check it works, and it goes to the forgot password. Perfect. Now we need a bit of spacing between all of these elements, and therefore that is why we added it to a VStack. So create spacing as we did before, 10. I think that is fine. So far so good. Oh, a bit of a mess. So now it is time for us to create the little line down here. And in order for us to create that, go outside of this VStack with the buttons. You can collapse it if it's easier for you to see. Create a haystack with a rectangle. Oh, that's so big. With the frame. And here you set the height to 1. Now you have one line. Now we need to create, I think it should not be black, so create the foreground. It's going to be gray. Perfect. And then we need the symbol. So simply create an image called the system image, and it takes a string, and that string is going to be a SF symbol. And I have, in this case, I've just chosen one called figure run thread mill, and the foreground should be white. And you can of course choose whatever symbol you want, or simply do not have a symbol if you think that is better for you. Now we have the 2 elements next to each other, and now we just add one more rectangle on the right side of the SF symbol, like so. And there we have it. So simple. Hit to close. to the VStack up here, simply add a padding at the top, 20 or maybe 30, to push it down a bit. And there we have it. Now we have built the sign-in page. Now we need to create the register page. Head over to the register view. This view will start like the sign-in view. So create a set stack for the background color, so we can paint on top of that. It's going to be background color, and we're also going to ignore save area, like so. And now we head down and create our first VStack that is going to contain our title. It's the first element. Register to fitness tracker on translations. So, and we're going to be a bit larger. So this is actually where we can create one more view modifier, because it's going to have exactly the same modifiers as this one, and all of the titles in our app is going to have the same. So head over to the ViewModifiers folder, right click on that, create a new file from template, call it, let's say, title style, and inside this title style, instead of extending the view, extend the view modifier. And as I said before, it does not contain a body, but it does contain a function called body. Enter, and there you have it. Take your content, add the styling we want, and then down here, extend the view as we did before, like so. Create a function called title style. It returns some view. And then we need to add the styling. So add call the modifier and use the title style up here. Title style. Oh, it should be like title style, this one. Now we can head back to our register view, and let's just canvas render. Close this. Then remove all these 4 modifiers, create a, or what did we call it, title style, like this, and we have the same. You don't need to create a view modifier, but it makes your life a bit easier as a developer, because there's not that much code and you have it aligned. So my recommendation, each time you have like 3, 4, and so on modifiers to one element, create a view modifier. Especially if you're going to reuse it. If it's just one place, don't create it. So, anywho, now we have the title. Now we need to create the email input field. Yeah, I think we need to add that now. Create a VStack. And enter, you need to create a text element called enter your email. It's going to have the foreground style of white, like so. Perfect. Now we need to create a text field. And in order for a text field to work, we need the state variable to hold the text. So create a variable called email. It's going to be string, and it's going to be empty on default, just like the others. Now we can create our text field. As you remember, leave the placeholder here empty, call the text, add the binding to the variable you just created. Now create the prompt, create a text element called enter email. On this prompt, you should just add the foreground style of the gray. Perfect. Just like you did over here. Now let the canvas load. Perfect. Now, as you remember, we created a view modifier to make our life a bit easier. So call that. It was called rounded background with the default color of gray. Perfect. There we actually have it. Yes, I just think, and that is it, but we need the foreground style of white, because if we don't do that, the text is not going to be white. Perfect. I think that is it for the email field. Oh, it's not, it's in the middle, so simply add the alignment. Alignment like this, dot leading, and get over there. Thank you. Oh, I actually forgot to wrap because now I want these the password fields and stuff inside a VStack, but I want the email and the password to be in an outer VStack. So simply collapse the email part you just created, create a new VStack, and wrap it. Oh, like so. There we have it. Now we can actually add the padding as we did before, so we don't have to add the padding to each of the VStacks. Perfect. Now, create a new VStack. And inside this VStack, we're going to create the password parts. So create a text element. Oh, that should say enter password below. It should be white at the style. Perfect. And then we need to add 2 secure fields. So head up here, create 2 variables, 2 state variables. State variable password. It's going to be string and it's going to be empty by default. Create 1 more, also a state variable. Also going to be a string, but call this one confirm password, and it should be string and it should be empty on default. Perfect. Now it's time for us to create our secure fields. So head over here, call the secure field, and we're going to use this one right down here with the prompt as we did before. Leave the title key empty, create the binding of password for the first one, and the prompt text should be enter password. It should have the foreground style of gray, like so. Now we need to add the modifier we created before, so add the rounded background modifier. There we have it. And of course, we need to align the text on the leading as we did the others, aka on the left side, leading. Perfect. Now, simply, we need to create 1 more to re-enter the password. So simply copy paste this secure field, put it right down here. Remember to add the re-enter here, and also the state variable up here. So it's going to be confirm. Maybe if you just spell it, confirm password, like this. Add the foreground style of white to this, and also down here, put white. Oh, I did not forget. I just thought I forgot it on this text field up here, but I did not. Perfect. I need to add some spacing between the VStack here and here, and then add some space between those. So for us to add some space between the 2 password fields, simply add the spacing with, let's take 5 or 10, it's better. And then in order for us to create some space between the 2 VStacks, head over to the outer VStack, add some spacing over here of 10 maybe. 20, like so. Now we actually have all the style we need right here. Now we need to add the button. So go outside of our VStack. If you can just collapse it so it's easier for us to see. Go down here, create a new button. We do not need to wrap this inside a VStack because it's only going to be one button, not anything else. So it's going to be a text element right here. It's going to say sign up for fitness tracker. It should have the modifier we had before, so rounded background, but we need the blue background color. So in the parameter, add the blue color, like so, and of course add the foreground of white to change the color of the text inside of the button. Perfect. That is the forgot password style. Now, no, sorry, that's the register. So now we have the sign in view. We have the now we have the register view as well. And now we need to add the forgot password. So head over to the forgot password view. And what are we going to create? You guessed it. We're going to create a set stack that it has the color, background color we created at the beginning. Brown color. We are going to ignore the save area. Perfect. Now it is time for us to create the first element, and the first element on this page is also going to be the title, like it was on the other ones. So create a VStack, create a text element, forgot password, and now, as you remember, we created the title style. So use that, and there we have the styling. It makes your life so much easier if you do this. The only thing that's a bit different on this page is this text right here. So simply just create a new text element underneath the title and enter your email address, and we'll send you a link to reset your password. Perfect. It's also going to be white. Perfect. Actually want the text to be a bit smaller, so we are just going to use the font modifier and use the sub headline. There we have it. And as you can see, it's kind of in the middle. It's not on the leading side on the left side as it is in our case. In order for us to achieve this, you call the modifier called multi text alignment, hit dot, and use the center one. There we have it all centered. And in order for us to create our padding, we just simply add the padding to our VStack. There we have it. So far so good. It's going to look a bit like this. Yes. Now I actually think this should be gray instead. Like so. Now it's looking like a bit more like it. So now we need to create this part where we have the text element and the text field. And yes, you guessed it, you want to create a VStack in order for us to stack them together. So create a VStack, create a new text element, enter your email below. So it's going to be white, foreground style dot white. Perfect. And then we are going to add our text field like so, and head down to the third option of with the prompt. Enter. The title key should be empty, And now we need to create our binding. I forgot that. So head over to the start of the file, create a new state variable that's going to hold the email, and it's going to be string, like so. It's going to be empty by default. And then head down to the text field, add the binding. So under prompt, create a text element. Go enter your email, which is going to be you have a background color of gray. Oh, not green. But, oh, this is just wrong. It's going to have a foreground style of gray. Perfect. There we have it. And now we need to add our styling. So it was called roundedBackground. And there we have it. I can really see the magic in having a ViewModifiers when I'm creating this. It's beautiful. Now we need the text element to be on the leading side. So head over here to the VStack, enter the alignment, and set to leading. Perfect. They are fairly close. So head over to the enter your email address text up here, add the padding, but only to the button. So button like this, and let's say 20. Maybe just nothing actually. I think this is fine. Yeah. Now we need to add the button down here. So simply get out of the VStack you have here with the text element and the text field to enter your email. Create a new button with a label with a text element called send reset link. Head out of the button, add our custom view modifier with the background color. So it was called roundedBackground, and choose the one with the background color and add the blue color like this. Now you need to remember to set the foreground color to white in order for us to see it. Perfect. And that is it, I guess, but it's a bit close, and you guessed it, you can add a background padding on the VStack to the button like we did with the text element, and we have the space. And that is actually it. Now if you head back to the sign-in view, you can hit the register, and you if you hit the register button, you see the register view, and you can go back, and if you press the forgot password button, you forget the forgot password view, and you can go back. And that's it. Now we have built a complete login view. Please leave a comment if you have any kind of feedback for me, and like and subscribe to follow me. Thank you for your time, and have a nice day.